This podcast series is meant to be about random thoughts, and this thought came to me one day. I kind of hate cupcakes. I was like, who invented cupcakes? Because I secretly hate them. It's so difficult to eat. Granted, some of them are in fact quite good, but the effort still isn't worth the reward for me. And it feels like I'm wasting so much food on the wrapper. Like, why do cupcakes seem so popular? I really don't get it at all. And the worst kind of cupcakes are the kind that are dry, with crumbs falling all over the place. It's like now I have to clean up for something that wasn't even that delicious. So not worth the reward, really. Or maybe I just haven't had a good enough cupcake. Cupcakes are like things that look good on the outside, but you never know if it's going to be good. And in my experience, most of the time, it isn't. Kind of like people pleasers who think they are empathetic, or worse, who go around announcing to others they are empathetic people. I don't get it, but it just seems to me they are trying to gift wrap themselves. For whom? I have no idea. Then again, there could be some who misunderstand what empathy actually means. I feel that many think empathy simply means to not do or say things that you think may make others unhappy or upset. That to me is plain people pleasing. You're afraid to deal with that reaction of possibly making someone upset and possibly afraid of how that person would view you in a bad light. Is that real empathy? I don't think so. Because is it a genuine concern for that other person? Or is your concern that you will be viewed in a certain way, possibly negatively, if you maybe decline to help out with something, for example? That to me is not genuine concern for the other party, it's concern for yourself. And I find some who call themselves empathetic are plain people pleasers. My issue with it is that why can't you just call a spade a spade? Why can't you just be honest with yourself and say you're a people pleaser? I don't think there's any shame in that. I think my issue with it is that I question these people when they tell others they are empathetic. To me, why would you feel the need to say that? If you are, you are. If you aren't, others can judge for themselves. I find that to some extent, whoever calls themselves empathetic might just want to feel good about themselves. Oh, I'm such a nice person. I'm so empathetic. Are you? Or are you just a people pleaser? If you feel attacked by what I just said, then you may just be a people pleaser. The definition of empathetic, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is this: the action of understanding, being aware of, being sensitive to, and vicariously experiencing the feelings, thoughts, and experience of another, and also the capacity for this. By the way, I chose to refer to Merriam-Webster because they have an amazing Instagram account, like amazing. Go have a look if anyone's curious. Anyway, so this kind of brings me to this point about emotional resilience. Because why would it make some feel like they are doing good by being a people pleaser? Emotional resilience is a phrase I came across recently, and I thought it's a great way to put it. According to the Children's Society in the UK, emotional resilience is your ability to respond to stressful or unexpected situations and crises. I checked Wikipedia, and it has an entry under psychological resilience, which basically is the same concept. So why would empathy and people pleasers make me think of emotional resilience? Basically, I have a theory. I did not read up on any studies or papers around this topic at all, so these are purely my thoughts. People pleasers are afraid to make others upset because at the end of the day, if others are upset, that unhappiness may end up being projected onto them. Meaning, in such a scenario, if someone asked me for a favor, maybe I disagree, then they get angry or upset that I refuse to do that favor for them. So that's what I mean by the unhappiness being projected. So I, after having refused it, will receive a possibly emotional response. In this case, upset or being angry. And me, being the people pleaser, I do not want to deal with an upset or angry person because I might subconsciously think it takes too much effort on my part to deal with it, or I just do not want to deal with it. I might prefer to avoid these situations from happening, which is why I then become a people pleaser. But this doesn't stem from me having that capacity to feel how the other person is feeling. I become a people pleaser because it stems from my own fear of having to deal with that unhappiness from the other party, and possibly a fear that this other person may talk bad about me because I made him or her upset. My point is that it comes from fear of how others see you, and thus you become a people pleaser. And sometimes people pleasers rationalize it this way: I don't want them to feel upset, and thus I will agree with their request. But I think the question here should be a deeper one. Why do you not want them to feel upset? Is it really because you have the capacity to empathize? Or is it because of your fear of being in that situation? I find that some of us like to run away from things. I've done that for sure. I see an issue and I am fearful of what would happen if I address it, and I chose to back away, to avoid it, to let it just stay there, and to close my eyes and mind to it. Unfortunately, this course of action seldom solves the root of the problem because avoiding something won't make the problem go away. You need to do something about it, anything even. An example would be communicating with family and friends. I personally don't quite get it when someone does or says something you disagree with, and you choose to keep quiet, even when it doesn't sit well with you, or you think it isn't right. I know this can be hard when it comes to family, but it's the same concept in that leaving something alone would just let it fester and possibly even lead to communication breakdowns if you don't address it. I think I'm lucky to have some people around me who will definitely call me out if I'm being an arse. And I'm always grateful to these friends. And also, I appreciate that people in my family are largely willing to communicate and address misunderstandings or miscommunications we may have. I saw a post on LinkedIn the other day where someone made a post asking what happened to discourse. It's almost as if we are avoiding conflict at all costs under the guise of protecting peace. That peace will be temporary and fragile at best. And I don't know if it's just me being on social media too much, but it seems people get offended by everything nowadays. If you're still here, thank you for listening. And if you care to share, what do you secretly or not secretly hate?